Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Senior Safety Advice Podcast, where we talk about simple, practical ways to help older adults stay safe, confident, and independent at home. I'm Esther Kane, a retired occupational therapist, certified aging in place specialist, and a dementia care specialist. Be sure to visit our website at seniorsafetyadvice.com and subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel and share this episode with someone who you think may need it. Today, we're talking about rearranging furniture for safer movement, because the way a room is set up can make everyday walking and mobility either much easier or much more risky. Most people don't think of furniture as a safety issue. They think about rugs and they think about stairs. They think about grab bars in the bathroom. But furniture placement matters a lot too. I had many discussions with my patients when I would do home assessments as an OT on this topic. I have walked into many homes over the years where the furniture looked cozy, stylish, and welcoming. But once I watched the older adult move through the room, the problems became clear. There was a narrow path between the coffee table and the sofa. A favorite chair was tucked too far into a corner. A lamp table stuck out just enough to catch a hip or a knee. None of these things seemed like a big deal at first, but together they made moving around the room harder and less safe. And that is often how falls happen. It's usually not one huge danger. It is a bunch of small obstacles that force a person to twist, sidestep, shuffle, or reach in awkward ways. And when balance is not as strong as it used to be, those little adjustments can become serious risks. One of the biggest misunderstandings that I hear is this: Mom knows where everything is, so it's fine. Well, yeah, sometimes that is partly true, and a person may know their home very well. They may have lived there for years, but knowing the room is not always enough. If they use a walker, a cane, or even just move more slowly than they used to, the room may no longer fit the way they move now. That is the key. The question is not, does the room look nice? The question should be, does the room support safe movement? After all, we all want to live much longer in our own homes as independently as possible. I want you to think about the path that a person takes from place to place, from the bed to the bathroom, from the recliner to the kitchen, from the sofa to the front door, from the dining table to the living room. These are the routes that people use every single day. If those pathways are crowded, tight, or uneven, the chance of falling goes up. In my work as an OT, I learned that safe movement depends on predictability. People do better when they have enough space to walk in a straight, comfortable path without having to squeeze around objects or change direction quickly. The body likes clear paths. The brain likes clear paths too. And that becomes even more important for someone with arthritis or poor vision or weakness or dizziness or Parkinson's disease or memory problems or even recovering from a stroke. A room does not need to be empty to be safe. I just want you to know that. It just needs to be arranged with purpose. One good place to start is with the walking lanes in the home. Try standing in the doorway of a room and looking at the route that a person would naturally take. Is there a direct path, or does the furniture force them into a zigzag pattern? If the path is narrow, then open it up. Move the coffee table, or better yet, get a smaller one. Shift the end table. Pull back that extra chair that hardly ever gets used. Many homes have too much furniture for the space, and that is very common. Or the furniture is too large, I have to say. Especially, I think it's hard for older adults when those pieces have sentimental value. I get that. I understand that. A side chair may have belonged to a spouse or an older parent, a parent. A little table may have been there for years. But when safety is the goal, every piece of furniture has to earn its place. And I know that can be hard emotionally. But still, it helps to remember that keeping a home safe is one way of protecting the life that was built inside of it. It's one way to keep that independence for as long as possible. Another thing to look at is furniture with sharp corners or unstable bases. Glass coffee tables are awful. Small decorative tables, lightweight chairs, all of those can be trouble. If a person grabs onto an unsteady piece of furniture for support, it may slide, tip, or turn. That can lead to a fall very quickly. I have seen people use whatever is near them to steady themselves. They do not always wait until they reach a sturdy surface. If the nearest thing wobbles, that can be a problem. And that is why sturdy furniture matters. You can also, just a tip, an idea, is to anchor the furniture to the wall, like bookshelves or anything that your senior loved one may grab onto. Chairs should be solid and easy to get in and out of. Tables shouldn't rock. Frequently used seating should be placed where there is enough room to approach it safely. And also, the height of the furniture matters. Low sofas and deep cushioned chairs may feel soft and comfortable at first, but they can be hard to get out of. When a person has to struggle to stand, they may push awkwardly, lose balance, or need to grab onto something unsafe. A firmer chair or sofa or any type of seating with arms is often a much better choice. I have a friend of mine whose mother insisted on keeping her sofa. It was a very low sofa, and she got to the point where the last several years of her life she was not able to get up off the sofa. Her husband, who was in his late 90s, had to pull her up off the sofa, and once he passed away, there was no one there to help her up off that sofa. My friend was often at her mother's house, most every day, looking to help her get up from that sofa. That's just silly. That doesn't make any sense. And it's not about, making the room look weird or making changes, although changes are needed in order to keep that independence. Your body is changing, and the furniture around you should change as well in order to accommodate that. The whole idea with seating is to help someone sit down and stand up safely and independently as much as possible. Another part of furniture is lighting. A room may look fine during the day and then become much harder to navigate in the evening. Shadows can make furniture edges harder to judge. Dark wood pieces may blend onto the floor, and if someone gets up at night or walks through a dim room, even familiar furniture can become an obstacle. I also want to say something here that shadows can be very disruptive for someone with a head injury or dementia or Alzheimer's. So it's important to walk through your rooms at all times of the day to check for those things. That's when a home safety assessment can really be very helpful for you. All right. So when you rearrange a room, think about how it looks in both daylight and lamplight. All right, then there is the habit factor. People tend to place things where it is convenient in the moment. A basket near the hallway, a stack of books lands beside a chair, a footstool stays out because it gets used once in a while. And over time, rooms slowly fill up with items that shrink a walking space. That quiet buildup is something that families often miss. You stop seeing it because you got used to it. One simple trick is to walk through the home as if you were carrying a laundry basket, or using a walker, or getting up during the night while half awake. Suddenly the space looks very different. You notice what sticks out. You notice what blocks the turn. And you notice what would be hard to step around if your knees hurt or your balance was off. That kind of fresh look can be, very revealing. If your loved one uses a walker or a wheelchair, safer furniture arrangement becomes even more important. Walkers need room to turn. Wheelchairs need wider clearances. Even a cane user needs enough space to place the cane correctly without bumping into furniture legs or table edges. And please don't forget about pets. A pet bed, a food dish, or favorite sleeping spot near a walking path can create a real tripping hazard. I love pets. I have had pets in my home for decades, but they are often part of the safety picture. How many times have you stepped back only to step on your cat or your small dog? Hopefully, not many times. Sometimes families worry that rearranging furniture will upset an older adult, especially one who has memory loss. And that is a real concern. Sudden changes can be confusing. In those cases, go slowly. Don't change everything at once. Make one improvement at a time. Keep important items in familiar, easy-to-find places. The goal is not to create a whole new house or a whole new room. The goal is to make the current home easier and safer to move through. That small difference really matters. Safer does not have to mean unfamiliar. In fact, the best changes often feel almost invisible once a person gets used to them. The room still feels like home, it just tends to work better. And actually, that is a great reason to begin doing this process before something happens. But when you're in your 50s, it's time to start changing your environment to accommodate you when you're in your 80s or 90s. Don't wait for dementia or a stroke or a heart attack. Do it now and get your home ready so that you can become familiar with it as you grow older. So if you're not sure where to begin, pick the room that's used most often. Usually that's the bedroom, the living room, the bathroom, the kitchen. Clear the main walking route first. Remove unnecessary pieces. Make sure the favorite chair is easy to reach. Check that lamps, phones, commonly used items are close by so that there is less reaching and less rushing. Because rushing is another hidden risk. When people have to hurry to answer the phone or get to the bathroom or answer the door, they're less careful. A clear room gives them a better chance of moving safely even in those moments. All right, I want to leave you with this thought. Furniture arrangement is not just about decorating. It is about dignity. It is about making movement easier. It is about helping someone feel more secure in their own home. Sometimes a few inches can make a big difference. A chair moved here, a table removed there, a wider path to the bathroom, a safer route to bed. Those small changes can lower stress, reduce fall risk, and help an older adult feel more confident every day. And by the way, if you use an interior designer, if you're looking to maybe make some changes and use an interior designer, choose one that also is CAPS certified, that has the certification for aging in place assessments, because that person can modify and design your area in both ways, not only aesthetically, but also pragmatically. So take a fresh look around your home or your loved one's home and ask one simple question. Does this room make movement easier or harder? If the answer is harder, even in a small way, today may be a good day to make just one change. All right, thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope this episode gave you a few simple ideas to make moving around your home safer and easier. For more tips and resources, please visit our website at seniorsafetyadvice.com. And if you're looking for aging in place professionals, then please be sure to visit our sister site at aginginplacedirectory.com. Subscribe to the podcast or YouTube channel. And until next time, this is Esther Kane wishing you safety, comfort, and confidence at home.